Inside her small Stoney Nakoda home, Krista Hunter lights a braid of sacred sweetgrass. Krista's husband is battling cancer, and she hopes that traditional cleansing combined with meticulous cleaning will keep him safe from coronavirus. But the realities of life in her Indigenous community make her anxious.
And how do you communicate this in my language in a nice way? That this person who's got chronic or respiratory issues, how do we protect them as a family unit when you've got so many people coming and going?
Historically, Indigenous populations are hit hard when disease enters their communities. Overcrowding, water shortages, limited access to health care, and poverty are just a few of the long-standing issues.
Indigenous populations suffer from disproportionately high rates of pre-existing health conditions that render us vulnerable to communicable disease, things like diabetes, high blood pressure, respiratory illness, cardiovascular disease.
While many Indigenous communities are unprepared for the deadly pandemic, the Stoney Nation has launched an emergency command center inside their resort and casino. A COVID-19 hotline provides information in English and the Stoney language. Food hampers ensure people don't have to drive to nearby towns for supplies. And in-house teams focused on finance, operations, and logistics meet with band councils regularly.
It's the business continuity part of it. It's identifying essential services. It's keeping infrastructure up and running. The waterworks, the water treatment plant, the garbage, everything going. That's a big part of pandemic planning.
With 10 to 15 people living in one house, local classrooms have been converted into a 150-bed center for those needing isolation. But as the number of Indigenous communities reporting cases of COVID-19 grows, leaders are taking more drastic measures. Many First Nations across Canada have already blocked access to their reserves, and many more are debating how to control who comes onto their land. It's one way these communities are looking at to try to prevent the spread of the coronavirus. The Canadian government has promised more than $220 million to help Indigenous communities during the COVID crisis. Leaders here say they hope that no community will be left behind. David Mercer, Al Jazeera, on the Stoney Nakoda Nation, Canada.